Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Hot Seat Podcast presents Football Talk live on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm your boy Shawn Xavier alongside the homies Earl, the storyteller. It's October 13th, Sunday. And this is your first time joining us. Welcome again, where we come and give you guys all of our unfiltered football talk, analysis, unprofessional opinions, picks, hot takes, and so much more. How we doing, guys? How we feeling today?
I'm good, man. I guess we don't do these flex of games early as far as the Giants Bengals tonight, but I guess we'll get to that. But either way, feeling good. Watched a couple good games yesterday, then went out on the town. So good time.
I love it. Feels like fall is finally here, I would think. Fall-ish. You know, you got that crisp. If you walk out first thing in the morning, thinking everything is sweet, you might have to run back inside and grab that hoodie real quick. It's hoodie season for sure right now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be low 80s today, but then all next week, you definitely in fall.
You're in that limbo now where I need to turn my AC off, but I can't turn the heat on yet. So right now you might get some reprieve for about a couple of weeks, when your electricity bill go down, and then it's full blown heater season or whatever we're doing after that. Or you could just have a drink and just go. So it's fine. Brother Earl, how you doing? I see that sandwich good.
Man. It is. It really is.
I got mine in before I jumped on. I had that nice little country ham bagel. I was like, ooh, this is so good. It's early morning fatness. I love it, man. Let's get right in talking to some football, man. Today's point, there was some really good college football action yesterday. So where do you want to start? Let's start on the late game. I was up watching Earl's alma mater, University of Colorado, against number 18 Kansas State. It was a really good game, man. It was a good game. The man himself, Shedeur Sanders, 34 for 40, 388 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception in a game that I thought that Colorado was going to pull it out, man. They were down by 3. They go down and scored a touchdown, but then their defense let them down to allow Kansas State to get ahead with a late touchdown. Travis Hunter and another one of their receivers actually went out in this game, which was very telling because although Miller had 145 receiving yards, you had receivers that was dropping passes in this game. This probably could have been a game that put Shedeur probably close to, if not over 500 yards, just based off the drops alone. But what was your take? You only had 6 incompletions, so,
Well, he had a hell of a game. Honestly, this is where, well, you know what? I'm going to do a tag me in early. Tag me. Before I get to the fact of my breakdown of the game, let me get down to my breakdown of why the hell this game is on so goddamn late. I can't do it, bruh. I can't. I be trying to watch so badly, but some of these games, they got to realize the same way they realize when the games come on here, as far as for the West Coast,
right?
It's the same thing opposite wise. Like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, I know people got off tomorrow and stuff like that, but come on a regular basis, you're putting prime time, literally prime time, so late in the day that you're just like, oh, come on. I'm sitting up there like this trying to watch the game. like, bro, I was hurting. Yeah. But to get back to the game, Shedeur does what Shedeur does. But the thing I see more is going to be honestly on the sense of the coaching, and it's not the coaching of the game.
Yeah,
it's the coaching of what's different between college and NFL.
Right.
Because see, in NFL, you have time, especially if you have a team that you can pull players in, and you got time to like mature these players and build them up. You have time in the NFL. No, you have to draft those players in college.
Right.
You don't have time for all that stuff. And while the offensive line have gotten better, Shador's still back there getting killed on a week-to-week basis. You see what I mean? And that defense is just, it's non-existent. If he had a decent defense, do you know how many more games Colorado will win? A decent defense, they will be legit. So it frustrates me because while you're seeing how great he is, and of course how Travis Hunter is, just imagine the scale that they will be on. They're already on a huge scale, so I don't want to use that word, but just imagine how much more fruitful they will be on the win side of things.
Yeah.
And be in that type of conversation if they just had a decent defense, a decent one. And that's what frustrates me, because for all the people that knick-knack, this come on, man. This guy, 6 incomplete passes. They're not a ranked team. They're playing against a ranked team. And it was a very good game.
It was.
But there's certain things that just frustrate me when I watch, because I know where they could be, but they ain't got the time for that. Both of those stars are gone. And that's what I was talking about before. Once they're gone and now you're dealing with next year, what are we talking about?
It's so interesting that we're still having a conversation about defense, considering like the greatest cornerback defender of all time is the coach of the squad itself. We'll circle back to where we'll revisit where we talked about it like a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about the fact, I think Earl said it, that bringing in, or him needing to bring in coaches that are able to coach, not just names from the pros and stuff like that who have a defensive background and all these other accolades, but actually people who can coach these young men to play defense. Because it's even that game-winning touchdown that Kansas State's quarterback threw, man, and it was such bad defense played. And I know the hash marks are wider in college, but the field is still the same. Last time I checked, they still play on the same field size as the NFL. But man, they be out there just like covering nothing. What you got, Earl? What you got?
So seeing the whole game, I do agree it comes on wild late, but it's also a West Coast game. So it ain't too much we can do about that.
Yeah, it just frustrates me.
It sucks. But
Cal game last week, but gosh, but go ahead.
But what I will say with that is, because Deion is a draw, because Colorado is a draw, and I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
you see, every game has been a good game except that Nebraska game.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So you're gonna stay up and watch it, or at least you're gonna try. You're gonna give it an attempt,
right?
And that's all they need. Ratings. That's all they need is the attempt. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, that speaks to that, right? In terms of the game, I disagree. I don't think the defense played horrible. The problem? No, I'm about to break it down. There's voids in the defense. There's absolutely voids in the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, one, Travis got hurt very, very early in the game. Second, Shiloh was getting exposed. Like Shiloh, that running back, Giddens, was killing him. Killing him. But Shiloh also, and I'm gonna have to go back, and this made me talk. I was talking to my boy about it. I don't know if he's gonna get drafted, because the stuff that he's doing in college, you cannot do in the league. And he used to be somebody who could at least, they could tackle. Now, does he wrap up? Did he wrap up last night? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like Giddens, and this is the running back from K-State, bro. He was hitting them like he wasn't even touching them, son. He was breaking his ankles off of moves, dog. And then he'll come head to head with him, and this is like, Giddens won damn near almost every single time. So Shiloh, he kind of exposed himself. I also was kind of mad that Deion kept him out there, because like he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. Like I felt like he was hindering the team. So that was that. The fact that they had 100, that man had 117 yards rushing on the ground in the first half. So Colorado's
Let me
run
let me
defense.
stop you right there, Earl. So yeah, well, let me. I'm gonna stop you, but I'm gonna interrupt you in this case here. So here's the issue that I see with that. Yes, the technique and everything there with Shiloh is, is very glaring. But here's the thing, and there's different ways to do this. Colorado only had the ball for 25 minutes. They attempted to rush the ball, and last night I watched the whole game last night, so I was actually taking notes because I always want to see what they were doing because I like they're 4-1, they were playing pretty well. But Pat Shermer, to I understand he's still the OC. They have to have a much more balanced offense. They
Well,
literally rushed the ball 19 times, and
the
compared to Colorado's like 40. So the
right,
defense was out there a lot. So
right.
yeah, so
That's why I
you
said
have these.
I
Right.
can't put too much on the defense because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, because they got to the quarterback, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But the problem is they couldn't when my man threw the ball, when Avery Johnson threw the ball, like it was fair game. You know, he got a couple off, but for the most part, they did good, and it was all right. They got pressure to the quarterback. The problem was they couldn't stop the run. You know what I'm saying? They could not stop the run to save their life. The other thing
That's a
is
defensive problem.
right, yeah, but it's but what
That's a defensive.
but it's also it's a defensive problem, but it's also a fatigue problem. It's also in college, and this is what I was saying, because most of the time the person that was getting exposed was Shiloh. In college, yo, them gaps, you gotta be there.
Stop
You know what I'm
begging.
saying? Sorry, my
I'm
bad.
like, what's he doing?
The gaps, you have to be there. You cannot be just trailing and trying to get there. You have to be there in college because if you're
Yeah.
not there, somebody they're out. You know what I'm saying? And you especially can't do that with a hog that's running the ball. So this cat, he was a beast. But anyway, also too, my issue with Shiloh, like they had mad injuries. They lost a bunch of people
They
on
did.
that
They did.
offensive side. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm gonna still give Shiloh a little bit of respect. Not a little bit, I'm gonna give him respect because he still did what he had to do with the guys that he had. They had every opportunity to win that game. They shouldn't have lost that game. They beat themselves. The second thing is my biggest notch on Shiloh. I mean I'm sorry, Shador. I kept saying Shiloh. My biggest knock on Shador. This brother holds the ball too long.
You've said that.
He looks, it's like he's looking for the home run play.
Yeah.
And it's like bro, you gotta get the ball, especially the way that offensive line played horrendous last night.
Even on that last play, to be honest with you,
He gambled.
I sat back. I was like, get the first down,
bro.
bro.
It was a third and 6. I'm like, why are you trying to go for the gusto? And I'm sorry, it was a fourth. They was on fourth down.
Yeah.
It was a 4th and 6. Why are you gambling, bro? Just get the first down. That's something you can do maybe on the second and third down because it's 4 down territory. But you don't do that on a lot. Like he messed that up, and I'm upset that they gave him that much power to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, bro, it should have been, get something on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Or just get the first down. Like that was it. Like he messed that up, and then you thought you underthrew it, so you thought that they was no. I'm sorry, he overthrew it. So you thought that they was going to get the call, like, bro, that wasn't smart.
It was uncatchable.
Well, whatever,
yeah.
So, but you took a gamble, and that was a horrible gamble, especially too when you didn't have to get a touchdown to win the game. You could have just kicked the field goal, could have went to overtime.
And they had a minute,
and y'all had a bunch of time, and you had one timeout left. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that wasn't smart. So like to me, that was bad. Also, too, I need Shador's decision making to be a little bit better. I know, and I respect that he likes to stay in the pocket, but there's been times where there's been nothing there, and you had a little bit of lane, bro. Go, because you're gonna get hurt in the NFL doing that. You're gonna get hurt.
That time is not going to be
You're
there.
gonna, and 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna go to a team whose offensive line is trash.
So I'm glad you said that. So as of right now, this is where now this can change. We're only 5-6 weeks into the NFL season, but as of right now, you're looking at all the bottom feeders of the league, and then we'll remove the ones who already have a quarterback right now. So you got the Tennessee Titans, I don't foresee them drafting another quarterback. They still got Will Levis down there as of right now.
Nah, they might.
Oh,
They
might.
They're out there.
That's a good chance.
Cleveland is out because Cleveland doesn't even have. I don't even think they still have picks. They still giving picks to Houston. So that's not a problem. New England just drafted Drake May. The Rams.
I don't see them.
The Rams could be a viable option.
Nah.
Jacksonville. I'm just looking at teams that will have that pick. Jacksonville, they just paid Trevor Lawrence, so that's not going nowhere. Cincinnati has Joe Burrow. Carolina, they ain't got no draft pick.
They're out there.
The Chargers.
Nah.
No.
After that,
I think part of the reason that Harbaugh went there was for her.
Because
these are the teams that like either 1 or 2 losses. You got the Eagles. Nothing's happening there.
Come on, just say it, bro. Just say it. Get to it. You know where you want to go.
You got the Jets. You do got the Raiders. The first viable place to go would be the Raiders.
Yes.
The first place there, Raiders. After that, he's not going to Miami. He's not going to Indy.
Miami is not. That ain't all the way out.
Yeah, that's definitely up there.
I don't think they have the pick though because they traded those picks for Tyreek.
They got collateral though, so it's some things you can do. So,
but I mean,
I thought y'all had y'all pick. Check on that. Yeah, I thought Miami had their first round pick.
I could be wrong.
Look it up.
That Miami,
but I definitely see. So I'm not saying just for Shador, but I can see Miami easily.
Could you understand if Cam Ward came? Oh my God, bro.
No, I get no. But I'm just thinking about if they had. I didn't know if they had the picks in Miami or not. But that Miami,
he said we do.
Okay, good. So that Miami offense would work for Shador because it's going to be a one read and go. They would do the same thing they would do with Tua because
but I'm telling you right now, over Shador. That Cam Ward to go to Miami, that would be
absolutely. I absolutely love it and hate it because I feel like you need to get out of the state because that's too much home cooking for too long. You have to go all the way down to New Orleans, Arizona, then the Giants. So
you already know the deal there, so we don't even have.
Yeah, right. So I mean, you're looking at potentially maybe a Raiders situation, maybe a Miami.
We discussed it before when we had said there's about I'll say 4 viable options for like top picks quarterback wise for people teams that are looking for them. And you're looking at Shador, you're looking at Cam, you're looking at Urs from Texas, and wasn't the 4th. Well, I'm skeptical of how Milroe's gonna do. I'm very skeptical on that side of things.
Milrose,
but
Malik,
they're gonna throw Beck in there, but I really don't like him that much from Georgia. I just think he's surrounded by a whole lot of talent.
Yeah, this is going to be the epitome of the quarterback going to the right spot. All these quarterbacks will have to go.
That's always it,
right. I mean, especially this year. Like if unfortunately Shador finds himself being the first round pick of a
I agree, Jay. That's why I said that.
Yeah. What do you say?
Alabama
quarterbacks no good.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, though, like go back to Colorado themselves. They have to, if they want this to be a sustainable situation, even beyond Shador, they have to be better as coaches. Like the mentorship and everything else, I love what Deion does. They got to coach these guys better, bro. They had that series that Kansas State went down the field, 16 plays, an 8-minute drive and scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, bro. Did an NFL drive.
Well, again, this goes back to me when I said that I don't know. Just because you were a Hall of Fame player, just so you were a great player, that's not always transferable to coaching.
Right.
I mean, Deion know that because Deion said that too when they was talking to Ocho. When he was like, yo, Ocho, he was like, yo, let me get on. He was like, yo, can you? I know you nice, but can you coach it? You know, and this is not no knock to Deion because I feel like Deion can coach it. The problem is Deion is he's a defensive minded person, right? You know what I'm saying? So he got to rely on, other entities for the offense. And then even on the defensive side, like, he still got to rely on certain people. Now, granted, I think he's probably taking the helm of most of that, with their schemes and things of that nature. But you also need like the personnel, And I thought it was just horrible putting Shiloh out there when he was getting exposed. Like my man from Jackson State, number 7, like he did a way better job last week, and actually he did yesterday. But like he was getting exposed, bro.
It's
and he's slow. Slow.
I wonder if. Well, we gotten to the point now where they're not at Jackson State anymore. Before we move on to them, they're no longer at Jackson State, so you can no longer out athlete the other team. You don't have those same, athletes that you had when you was at Jackson State that had that, they had that ability to really just pure, sure will.
Man.
Yeah, they're running up against it now, and I don't think they ever adjusted their coaching style for it because it shows on the field. Like it really does. It's I want them to be successful because I like the fact that Colorado, they're 4-1. It's
already a successful season.
Yeah. It's already
compared to last year.
So I want to see them.
They're going to get to a bowl. They're going to get 6 months to get to a bowl, man.
Yeah, I want to see this thing go and see them build this thing up, especially now with it's so much chaos in these college conferences. Now is the time to strike because you have so much upheaval going everywhere. So, I mean,
and I ain't gonna hold you. K-State, they got to do some work too because they almost lost last night.
That is correct.
And the real talk, it wasn't. They didn't. I don't think that they beat Colorado. I think Colorado beat themselves.
Absolutely. If you play that game, bro, you cannot tell me you run the ball 19 times and you had negative yards rushing.
Yo, the crazy thing is, I also blame either the head coach or the offensive coordinator for K-State that last quarter because I'm like, why do you get like you got your first 3 and out because you wanted to throw the ball, bro? You have been doing what you want. You got a 2-headed monster with Giddens and Edwards. You're doing what you want on the ground. They can't stop the run. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Giddens in. Give him the ball. I'm running 3 downs, bro. And it's taking time off. Like, that was horrible. They should have never even been in that predicament. But, they pulled it out.
Speaking of a game that was close, the Alabama-South Carolina game was very, 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 very close. 27-25. Man, it's they miss Nick Saban out there, John, don't they?
Coaching.
Yeah,
people thought it was just draft classes all this time, but and that's a part of the coach. What people don't realize, but coaching, man.
Yeah,
and honestly, the other thing. Oh, you just said what I was gonna say. It's the belief factor.
Yeah,
that mindset is powerful. When you go into somebody's house, for example, on a sports side of things, and you're not scared at all, that aura is gone. You get what I mean? That's how people are approaching Alabama right now. Whether you were winning or losing, when you went in there against Nick Saban, you felt a certain type of way. When you went in there against, and I don't hate to say this guy, but Urban Meyer for Ohio State, you felt a certain type of way because they carried it a certain type of way when you came into their house. Exactly. It was different. It was different. You already were defeated. You go in there now, man, you just like, oh, yeah, we're going to be the next one on the news, the top Alabama. And, we always say it, that you could tell, not just coaching, but that mystique, that aura is not, it's not there. It's the same way as what's going on in Ohio State. You know what I mean? Like, I love my Michigan. I love my Michigan. But I don't know if we would have got that chip if Urban Meyer was still there. Because he was different, man.
Right.
He was different. Them kids down there, it was a different. And then once they switched over today, nobody was scared anymore. And we'll get to the Ohio State game in a second. But the Alabama game, man, like it just seems like something that feels not there to me. They don't care, and they have players. Don't get it twisted as if they got players out there. It's not clicking.
And you've seen on the last, I know last week you've seen Nick Saban sitting up in this box and stuff. He's royalty in that
Yeah,
joint. So, and the head coach, if I'm
yeah.
correct, for Alabama
In the
now,
field after him, didn't they?
yeah, it's the former head coach for Washington, if I'm correct. They were in the national championship. I believe that's their head coach now. I believe. Um,
Mm.
let's switch to a team, and then and I don't want to hear anything you have to say about this, Earl. There's a team that we don't talk about. I'm only supporting because of what they are. 6-0, the Army Black Knights. Let's go, goddamn Army. They beat the brakes off of UAB yesterday, 44-10. It's always cool just to see.
I think I heard during a telecast that they're one of, I want to say, 2 teams now that have never trailed.
Yeah.
I would have to look that back up, but they haven't trailed at all during the game. I forgot the other team, and one of the other teams that fell out of that last night was I want to say Texas. Maybe it was Texas. But there was like 3 teams that had never trailed, and then Texas started trailing last night. That's when I heard it. So
you want to know why they ain't trail? So this is Colorado. Now again, Army, what they do is an institution. But Colorado, y'all might want to do something like this. Yeah, I know it's not gonna happen. Army had a total of 515 total yards. 413 of them was rushing. Bruh, if you ever watch an Army game, especially I'm that Army Air Force game,
okay, Jay.
I want to check that out. Man, look, yes, absolutely, yes,
Click
yes.
that.
They do a hell of a job with that run game. That option, them guys is big. They just out there is going. The quarterback threw like 12 times. He had like 100 some yards. He playing like your boy up in Michigan right now. Like I feel like I watch Army. I'm like, this is how Michigan want to play.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Man, and then they had the time of possession for 35 minutes. Yes, they playing UAB, but bruh, that's their calling card. They know what they are. They know what they are. So salute to those guys, man. Ohio State and Oregon, man. Oh man, that was a game. That was a game. Oregon 6-0, Ohio State 5-1. Probably much to the chagrin of those Ohio State alum because they're not liking that. Michigan is down, so Ohio State should be winning. You know how that thing goes, Dave. But Oregon, hey man, 6-0 top. What you guys got? Did you guys watch any of the highlights or any of that game?
Oh, I watched that. Shout out to Lamont. His baby girl goes there now, so now he's a Ducks fan.
Yeah.
But man, listen, that was a regular season national championship game.
Absolutely,
that is exactly what that game felt like. An early championship game. The back and forth of it all. Just the hypeness that was going on within the game. You saw some stellar players that honestly don't even get spoken about as much as all these other players we've been speaking about. But no one felt mindset-wise on either side that they were going to lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
None of them felt like it. Right. And then even down to that last drive, man, I don't root for no Ohio State, but I had to feel for my boy that's the quarterback out there, because that last play when he felt like he had nothing open and then he started to run, and all that popped into my mind was Dak Prescott in the playoffs. So I'm like, bro, you don't have the time. What are you doing? You don't have the time to do that. And remember when Dak did that slide or whatever, and then the time ran out.
What are you doing?
I was like, what are you doing? Same exact emotion, because I don't care for no Cowboys, and I don't care for no Buckeyes. But I'm looking at all that went to the side. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? So yeah, between that play, Jay, and between when he went down, I don't know if he tripped or whatever on that last drive, but you can't go down. You got to get rid of that ball because the time is ticking. You're losing yardage. They are right there in field goal range, getting to that point, because they got a hell of a kicker over there. Right. I mean, anybody looking for a kicker, look at that Ohio State kicker, because he was kicking 50 yarders with ease.
We were talking about him and the
Good.
kicker that plays for Pitt. They was like, yo, he's trying to get drafted by the Steelers, bro. He's man, because there's not that good kickers in the college. You know, I'm gonna let you know that now. But yeah.
Tripped on the white line. Yeah. I don't know what was going on with him. But also, once again, Jay had brought it up right there with the field presence and time awareness. But part of that also comes from the coaching.
Exactly.
Ryan Day, man.
Yeah.
You got to get your play. You know it's the last drive. You know what you need to do, and you know what you need not to do. And you need to put that in your player's head, especially the quarterback. And I just feel like he gets so overwhelmed with the fact of being successful like an Urban Meyer and being at that type of university, being the head coach. I think it may be too big for him, man. And what I hope he realizes is don't be surprised if he's gone.
True.
Because Ohio State don't stand for the fact of
not at all, brother.
not being it.
Yeah.
And
especially
they're not it. They're always up there. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
always up there. But once again, no one's scared.
Nobody.
No one's scared to go play them. Yep. So
that is one thing they cannot do. They can't lose to Michigan. And if Michigan's having a down year, there's no reason why you should be losing any games. Because that's what that is.
That's really it.
It's always been that way. A team that I feel like it's the same thing like in NFL. There are certain teams when they are doing well, it seems like all of the world of football is great. The number 1 Texas Longhorns beat the brakes off of Oklahoma yesterday, 34-3. You know what's good, man, when it's Texas is undefeated, Miami is undefeated. You got all these, like, I guess you want to call them like legacy type teams. Because think about it. We may be prisoners of the moment. Remember when Texas and Miami was having their run, even Florida State, Alabama was trash. Remember, Alabama is only recently good for everybody who want, I know it's been the Nick Saban time has been the last, I think we're talking about 15 years maybe. But prior to that, Alabama was not it. In the SEC, it was, and not even Georgia. You talking about the Tennessees of the world, the Floridas and stuff like that. So, but you always knew if Texas is doing great, if Miami's doing great, Florida State, you talking about Tennessee, Clemson, those guys there. Ohio State's always there, Michigan. College football season's pretty good. And yesterday, Quinn Ewers,
wasn't a great game. He looked a little rusty.
He did. Which you saw the thing. You saw looking over at Art, say, hey, I know, Ewers is that guy, but yesterday.
But that's think about that. When's the last time you seen that where it's so crazy where it doesn't matter who I put in?
Right. Yeah.
It just doesn't matter.
It doesn't help
think that wasn't isn't that how Tua got discovered? Because what's his name got
because Jalen Hurts got hurt.
Yeah, got hurt, and then Tua got put, and I was like, damn, they got 2 like crazy quarterbacks out here now. Of course,
and that happened in I think
switch on over, but
the national championship game, right? Yeah, that happened in
I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a if that game had been closer yesterday, I think you would have saw Arch Manning yesterday. But I mean, Oklahoma was throwing all up on himself. Their quarterback was like 14 for 30. True story.
Good problem to have. Hey, you know
Earl,
what? Tag me in. Tag me in real quick.
Gotcha.
Earl, tag me in. Come on, man. Wake up, bro.
Like I ain't tagging nothing.
He ain't even throwing his hand up. You see what I'm saying?
You'll be
welcome to the Big Ten, USC. All the hype of talking about these flashy teams and when they come into these big conferences and things like that. And this is what we're going to do. They're not going to be able to deal with our speed and stuff. Oregon, yeah, you're shining. You're doing your thing.
Yeah. USC,
you might want to rethink what you've done. You lost to Penn State in a very good game yesterday.
Overtime.
But at the same point, it did go into overtime. But when we're looking at that game, what I actually see, forget the game for a moment, you're 1-3 in the Big Ten alone. 1-3.
Yeah.
We want to talk about some things. We want to talk about how playing with these conference schedules is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You come on over here and you thought you were going to shine.
Yeah.
And Big Ten, one thing I can tell you about that is it's not a flashy conference. Like
they grimy. They are grimy.
I don't care who you're playing. We get up for it every single year, but Michigan State, no matter who's good or bad that year, people are gonna shine that game just cause it's that rivalry game. It's how it's played. Michigan against Ohio State, you're gonna have Penn State out there all the time. You got Ohio State out there all the time. You got Wisconsin in there. Out of the blue, you'll see them rush for 300 yards in a game. They always got a running back out there. So when you come into conferences like that, just realize it's gonna be different. You forget record for a moment, but you've seen even some people come and play like a Maryland team, and now they're starting to step up to what needs to be done. Shout out to Rutgers. Shout out to Rutgers.
There you go,
in that type of sense. Like, but what I'm saying to you is, I don't care if you're looking at the top or you're looking at the bottom. There's games to be played in the Big Ten, and it's games you have to wake up for. You're not just coming in here, I don't care what that record is, and think that you're going to walk over people. And I think USC had that type of mindset. Like, oh, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And I'm like, nah, buddy. This is different out here.
So let's talk about this before we move on to the NFL side, because this is the part that, while I'm loving all of the college football action this year, something I don't like about this whole conference realignment. This shit is trash. And it lends to the point of what you said, Dave, about the late games and then putting teams that have no business being in certain conferences out there.
To travel out west.
Bruh, last week, I'm watching that Miami Cal game. Miami traveled from Miami, South Florida, all the way to California for a game that kicked off at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. That game was on to 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Then you got teams like USC coming over to play Penn State. Bruh, like, I know times are different. They can fly these guys around, but I guess we all agree that they don't really give a shit about the student athlete part.
I was just about to say, by the way, they are students.
Yeah, they are students, bro. Can you imagine?
This ain't NFL where you just got the whole week to figure out when you're going out west and stuff.
Right. That's crazy to me, man. Because like USC, of course, Penn State had to go all the way out to USC. Southern Cal. So that's yesterday. They fly back. That time change. For you to have class, well, luckily for this weekend, it's a day off, holiday, whatever the hell you want to call it. But on a regular basis, you might be in class on Monday. What? What? And you can't tell me that's not having an effect on some of these kids, because they are kids at the end of the day. Like, some of them, the oldest ones, you might get. Yeah,
I wasn't no daggone student athlete. You know how hard it is to wake up for an 8 o'clock class,
right?
Shoot. Forget all that.
And what they're doing is they are. I just realized that I thought Berkeley, and I think this is more so on the basketball side. I think Berkeley is in the ACC now. What? I'm confused about what's happening here. Like, it's
but you already know on basically their politics out there. They're basically trying to do away with these conferences. And just have like, what do we really even have right now? Forget some of the side ones, but like, I'm talking
SEC,
like, what, you got like 3 or 4 of them?
Yeah, SEC, the SEC,
Big Ten,
SEC, Big Ten, ACC, Element of P, the FCC. You know me,
that doesn't really exist.
Yeah, that shit's fucking crazy. I don't know, man. It's just, and then you got teams. It's so much, and then you got teams that aren't benefiting from it as much unless they move over. You got like your ODUs and JMUs who actually are playing good football, really, really good football. But they got like all these other lower conferences like the MAC and there's so many. Man, I don't know. It's weird, man. I don't know. Let's go on to some NFL. You got any college takes, Earl? I feel like
you don't want to speak on your Rutgers real quick. You don't even want that. Can we tag you in for your Ruckus?
Right.
Hold on, you on mute, bro.
Yeah. That's how you feel.
We 4-1. We 5-1 or something like that.
You don't feel good? You know what I mean? Like, they ain't no shoot. This way you talk your talk.
Listen, we going to the bowl game. That's all.
Yeah, y'all fought. Yeah, well, I mean, y'all lost yesterday. Y'all lost yesterday to Wisconsin. Sorry.
Listen, I mean, but those are things we supposed to lose. So I ain't shot.
Yeah, but y'all still 4-2.
We lost to them. We lost to Nebraska. I ain't shot.
It's a point for you guys. You guys got UCLA coming out next week, and then y'all are going out to play USC. That's fucking crazy.
I think those are two wins, 2 W's.
I guess, yeah, but that's crazy. Yeah, that's
we got one of the best offensive lines in the country.
Y'all do got some corn-fed ass brothers out there, man. I'm telling you that.
We got a horse that can run. The problem is, again, like, which has been freaking Rutgers' issue for years, is the quarterback. We can't find a quarterback. So until then,
here's another quick take on coaching. Even though I know this team is ranked 13, 5-1, 2-0 in the SEC. Huh?
Now you're talking about Notre Dame. You think they're too high?
Oh no, I ain't even talking about them. Yeah, I'm talking about LSU. I know they won last night. Bruh, that QB threw 51 times.
Struggle.
He completed 22 of 51.
Ass.
Ass. You don't think that's too much? Like,
I mean, they won the game, but I mean, yes,
they won the game, man. But it's just one of those things that I'm just sitting, and they had to come back in that game. That went in overtime.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I know LSU has always had receivers and stuff like that, but also some running backs out there and big offensive lines and things like that. And I'm just, when people start getting away from their regular thing, like their culture, it just throws me. It's kind of like how Michigan came into this season, and I'm like, why are you trying to throw the ball so much with a guy I don't even know who the hell he is? This is Michigan football, bro. Run the goddamn ball.
He's
run the goddamn ball.
Their quarterback, Garrett Newsmeyer, he averages roughly about 40 attempts a game. 51 was the highest, 44 against UCLA. And then last year he was sitting behind Jaden, which we'll talk about shortly. But this year, last year he only had 40 completions. Last year on 78 attempts. Again, he was playing behind Jaden Daniels. This year he's at 160, over 249. So he's completing about 64% of his passes. But he is throwing a lot. He is throwing
a lot.
Yeah, he is throwing a lot. So I'm not sure that something's going on with Earl's camera. Can you see Earl? I can't see him. Can you see him? I'm not sure what's happening.
Nah, it looks like it's buffering. Go ahead, though.
We'll jump back. All right. Let's jump right into some NFL, man. Thursday night football recap. 49ers at Seahawks in a game that was a good game. It was a really, to me, I thought it was it's not the 49ers Seahawks that I'm used to seeing. I know the Seahawks are in transition. They have a new head coach and Mike McDonald. But their offense looks weird to me. I am a big fan of DK Metcalf. But I think him and Geno Smith eventually gonna come to blows. I see it. It's just weird. Geno has been playing well, but Geno will be having Geno moments too. Let's not forget that, when Geno, he had a couple of times in his career, like, So there's a couple like misreads there. You had some drop passes, wrong routes.
Geno looked horrible.
He did, man. He
By the way, it was his birthday.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday. And then even mouthed at one point on there to them, and the cameras called, cameras catch everything. And Geno was like, what the fuck y'all doing? Talking to DK and them. They got to
get too big for your britches, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna have to rein this in.
Don't get too big for your britches.
They don't feed their running. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is, but you got a running back over there.
Who?
Seahawks. With a nickname of K9. Give him the ball.
He's ridiculous.
Yes. Why is Geno Smith?
I told y'all the other week. He's ridiculous.
Right. Why are you throwing 30 for 52? I know. And the game wasn't, even though they lost 36-24. The game wasn't out of hand. I watched that entire game. I got bored with the game after a while because, again, freaking Kyle Shanahan is just a genius. He had the running back. I don't even know who this brother is. He like his dad. When they had what's the name? Was it Alandis Gary they had in Denver? Then they had Mike the Marine who ended up being a running back. All these 1,000-yard running backs he just pull out. Kyle was just coaching those guys, and Brock Purdy looked decent. He looked really good. Yeah, man. What y'all thought about this game, bro? It was.
Man, it was a great game for betting. I had a ticket. Kind of tight because I could have hit about $500, but we'll leave that alone. Yo, the Seahawks, they start slow. Like,
yes,
they start very and I've seen this. This is 2 weeks in a row because they played the Giants last week, and I'm like, damn, they start slow, and they was actually making a run.
Yes, Jay. That's
the last sector of the game, but it's like they start slow. And then I'm like, the other thing is, I think what's most frustrating about Seattle to me is the run game, bro.
Yeah,
it's like Kenneth Walker is nice.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but this is like it's inconsistent. Like, I don't know. It's like it should be a little bit more balanced than that. And they got another cat over there. What's the cat? Charbonnet. Yeah.
Chardonnay's good too.
It ain't like they don't have like runners. You know what I'm saying? It just he watches. It ain't like they don't got runners and stuff. But it's just like, I wasn't, man. But it's just they start slow, and then you got all of these daggone weapons. Like you got Noah Fant, he's the fourth option. You got Jackson, you got Metcalf. I can't stand Tyler Lockett because he comes in and out when he wants to. But still, you have these weapons, and it's like, yo, you can't call up better plays, or better pack. You can't use them in better like capacities. Yeah. So I don't know. And then the 49ers, yo, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. They might just need to pay Purdy because it's more than the system. Like,
yeah.
And CMC, every day that he's not there, he's showing why he
now
is.
You're talking.
He is.
Now you're
that
talking.
Guy.
Yeah. So let me
Go
piggyback on what you just said. This is how you know that you have a stellar game-changing player. And I'm not even just going off this last game because Mason's been balling. The backup running back been balling. He got hurt the last game, but he's been balling. Even though he's balling, he's not CMC.
Right.
That man's different. That man is different. I honestly don't put anybody on his level as far as how he get in. And I'm not just talking about running back wise. Coming out the backfield, catching those screens, catching those slants. Like, he is different, man. And they're missing him because he's the game changer. You know, there's other players that are stars on that team. You take them out, they're not going to have the effect of CMC not being there. Put CMC there, but even have Debo not there. They'll be fine. There's times that you only know Debo's on the field.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think they use him right. There's times that because he's Mr. Miscellaneous, he can do everything. He can come on that sweep. He can come out the backfield. He can come on a slant. He can go. Yeah, he can do all those type of things. That play he did on Thursday when he caught that joint and was gone.
Yeah, wheels.
Like,
forget, bro. Wheels.
Yeah, out. But I don't think they use him right. Kittles is a beast. I don't think they use him right. I think they get so caught up in the fact of making this play so flashy and what we're going to do. And I'm just like, bro, you have the weapons. Just go. So Shanahan's system is there. Yeah, they got plug and plays here and stuff like that. But that still doesn't mean you're maximizing the potential of each and every player that is out there.
Yeah.
Think about Ayuk, Debo, Kittles. When Christian McCaffrey is there, you got Trent Williams on the line.
Yeah, like, you got Jennings out there. Yeah.
Like, now you got Juan Jennings out there. Like, where are you losing at? Nobody should be outscoring you.
Yeah.
Nobody. Because after we switch from that, you got a stellar defense, supposedly.
Yeah. If they can stay healthy.
They haven't looked stellar this year.
Yeah.
but you're supposed to have that stellar defense. So when I look, I'm just like, you're to the point of no excuses. I don't want to see a playoff run. Honestly, if I'm a 49ers fan, I don't want to see an NFC championship run.
Oh, it's Super Bowl or
It
bust.
is going to the Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah.
And that's what some people don't realize about these teams. I always have backlash with me when I talk about certain teams from their fans, because they sit back and they tell me, oh, well, no, we make it to the playoffs all the time. That's great. You're not supposed to just do that.
Not
The
with
Ravens are not supposed to just make it to the playoffs.
Right.
I don't care what you say to me. They're not supposed to just make it to the playoffs. They're not.
Now, if on the other hand,
here you go. But I'm actually bigging up the team when I say that.
Yeah.
All those years, and I hate this team, but all those years, not so much now. All those years with these Cowboys, I'm like, y'all not supposed to y'all celebrating NFC East championships. What?
Yeah, and it won't too many. Back to back. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not supposed to be satisfied with just making the playoffs. Your team is assembled better than that.
Yeah.
So when I look at them, I'm in that type of boat. I'm like, look, 49ers, I don't want to hear no other talk than y'all making it to the Super Bowl. If you don't do that, it's a disappointment to me.
I think,
and right now they're so up and down in their scheme and how they're doing things. The piece that is missing is Christian McCaffrey. And I'll say this on the flip side. If they feel like, because their division ain't doing too great anyway right now, if they can squeak themselves into the playoffs without putting them on the field that much, that might be the best thing that happened to him, because you're going to come into the playoffs going if they can bring him in towards the end of the season. So
yeah,
we'll see.
It's I think it's getting to the point now, as great as a coach and a schematic guru that Kyle Shanahan is, he's gotten to the point, I feel like, that he's out scheming himself. Like, you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it.
You beat yourself.
Because to your point, there are people that are underutilized on that squad. We talk about Brandon Ayuk. I mean, he quietly gives you 1,000 yards, something like that, but it's not like it's impactful all the time. You know, Debo. You're always talking about Debo. We're always talking about Christian McCaffrey and those guys. And I think what's happening in this case, where they're going to run, or they're kind of getting close to it, they're running up against that window where these guys are starting to break down because they're getting older. You only got a couple more seasons of Trent Williams, and the rest of their line is not that good. Their pass
and you got to pay Purdy.
And you're about to pay Purdy. Purdy right now is second in the league in passing, behind Geno Smith. Oddly. It's so, and now you done all that. That window may have been last year, the year before, because you know who's on that ass now? The Lions. The Lions are there. They are there now. Minnesota can be that guy, even though, that could still go. They got Sam Darnold, so you know how that's going to go. San Francisco, their window is very, 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 very small. And I don't know where that's going to lead them. Let's talk about a team that I don't know what the hell you want to do with it. We talked about it a little bit on the pod in this case. Robert Saleh. But it's not just the firing of that. Remember when they were talking about, hey, all we needed was Aaron Rodgers, and they were like, we're a Super Bowl caliber squad.
We're quarterback away.
Right. That ain't happening now. And the once great Aaron Rodgers looks washed, as the kids would say. He looks, I think my son said he looks washed and dried. It's like, good one, son. How bad is it to be a Jets fan? Go ahead, Jay, chime in. I know you're gonna say something. Like, it's
freaking bad.
Yeah, he said it right there. It's because they have bigger issues than that. And one of the most glaring one is last year, Garrett Wilson was a monster. You know who he had thrown to him? Goddamn what? Mike, White Mike, and what's the other
Zach
kid?
Wilson.
Zach Wilson. That's who was throwing to him last season. Not Aaron Rodgers. This year, he's an afterthought.
I don't think I also don't think he's a number one yet. I think he's a strong number two.
You can't put this on him. You can't put this on him. You got to put this on the quarterback. Like, bruh, you heard he had Zach Wilson and Mike White throwing him last year, and he was that guy. You got Aaron Rodgers throwing to him, one of the supposed greatest quarterbacks ever, and he looks like ass. And he hasn't looked good since that last season in Green Bay, to be honest. Tag me. You got it.
I got a lot of tag me ins today. I'm sorry, I gotta been a whole lot.
I'm with it.
This is what happens when you sold your soul out to one player.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about who this goes towards? Aaron Rodgers and the owner.
Yeah. Woody Johnson.
That's really what it is. And Woody can sit back and say what he wants now, make the moves he wants to make now. Honestly, this wasn't even the coach's fault. The coach was a defensive coach, defensive-minded coach. The defense is playing very well.
Right.
The person he put in place to run that defense is coaching very well. So what was the side struggling? The side that not he put together.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers put together.
Right.
He put together the coordinator that shouldn't be there, Nathaniel Hackett.
Horrible.
He put together the receivers he wanted to have out there besides Garrett Wilson, got Lazard and everybody out there. Now talking about trying to bring in Devontae Adams, which now may be reneged on from what I just heard.
I wouldn't go
but
yeah, he ain't
but when I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this, I'm like, even when I break down the gameplay, some of these throws that you're making and then you're looking at the players like they ran the wrong. No, buddy. That last play in the other game, nah, buddy. That was an underthrown ball.
Mm-hmm.
That was a heavily underthrown ball.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm looking at some of this decision making, it's horrible.
Horrible.
And sometimes you have to take accountability for that.
You
Stop putting on everybody else because and I'm gonna say it point blank, because your past was great.
Exactly.
I'm talking about now.
What have
your
you done
past was great.
lately?
I give it up to you for all that. But what does New York owe you? Not a goddamn thing, because you haven't done a goddamn thing.
Goddamn.
You want to go back in your Green Bay history? That's great. Let them owe you for all that type of stuff.
Facts.
But they got tired of you because you turned them into a soap opera.
What?
When everybody's like, hey, Devontae Adams, he should go over there to the Jets. I'm sitting up there and I'm going, even if he was playing well, why would you go over there?
Facts.
He's the reason you left Green Bay in the first place.
Got that right.
Because every single year, Devontae Adams and Malika say on this, Devontae Adams was sitting there and he got frustrated on the fact that he didn't know if you were coming back every single year or not because of the trade you wanted to do.
He called you Malika. That's okay.
Malik, man.
Malik said,
so,
that is actually that.
But watch this. Is he not doing the same thing with the Jets?
Yeah.
This man didn't even play last year and he put us through an off season of soap operas.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going into my retreat. Who cares? We don't need to know that. Now you're on McAfee every single week talking about everything and giving us the goods on your locker room talk. Like, who cares? Get out on the field and play. If you're not doing that, I don't care what you're saying. I don't care where you're going. I'm sorry. I'm venting like I'm a Jets fan, but it's frustrating because they sat back and waited for you, and this is what you brought.
But see, here's the thing,
though. You're pulling a Deshaun Watson on them.
And see, the Jets should have did their homework. They just saw the name. So the biggest issue in this whole thing, outside of his ability not being there anymore, his physical attributes pretty much deteriorating before your eyes, his ego got them to this space. Remember when he was in Green Bay, him and Matt LaFleur were having a falling out, and they tried to pin that on Matt LaFleur. And the reason was Aaron didn't want to change the style of play. He was comfortable doing what he was doing. So what was happening was when they tried to kind of, as Stephen A would say, capitulate to Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, big word.
Him to and allow him to run what he likes best.
Now spell it.
The offense got stagnant, and they weren't successful at all. And so what happened is like if you look at that, and I've read and hear a lot of people say the same thing. He doesn't do play action. He does that back shoulder thing, which we all marveled at, but that's no longer there because that he had receivers at the time like a Lazard, Devontae Adams, even go back a little further than that with some of those other guys that they had like this thing that they were in sync. But you saw early than that this season that him and Garrett Wilson had a little spat.
Yep.
And Garrett Wilson was like, "Hey, bro, you ain't even been here. You ain't even
Garrett
been
Wilson
here."
said the plays aren't even dynamic.
Yeah.
Think about that. You're the wide receiver and you're going to the playbook like, what is this?
Yeah.
Get this bullshit out of here.
And they run, and Nathaniel Hackett raggedy ass. Like, did y'all not see him coach in Denver? What? Are you like? Oh my!
You know how raggedy? This how raggedy he is. They fired their coach, and they didn't even consider him to be the head coach.
No,
they didn't even consider him.
No, that's how you know it's bad.
Ass out of here. Get your raggedy ass out of here.
Like,
shouldn't even have a job. You should have been out the door with the coach.
On the other side, though, too, like some guys, just because you're a good coordinator, does not make you a good head coach.
Facts. Say that again.
But it happens every season. Someone has great statistical attributes on whatever side of the ball they're on. The next year they have them as a head coach.
Hey, so I can get a special teams head coach from New England and bring him to New York.
See, my only issue, the only issue that I have with this, right? And I told y'all this off camera or whatever. If you find somebody in the beginning of the season, that means you was never confident with this man from the get-go.
Oh,
and at that case, like, do yourself a favor for the sake of your franchise and for the sake of your players.
Right.
Let him go in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're messing up the dynamics. Like, I don't know. I don't follow the Jets like that. So I don't know if I'm assuming he's a player's coach. I don't know what the locker room looks like now. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it's probably divided. The fact that he never even had the opportunity to even speak to his team and stuff like that. And then the ill thing is he was a defensive coach. He's a defensive minded coach. The defense was fine.
That is
correct. It was the offense. The person who should have been on the chop block should have been Hackett.
You fired a defensive coach to put a defensive coordinator as the interim coach.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. It's a lose-lose situation, but Hackett still has a job. The reason why Hackett has a job because your golden boy, Aaron Rodgers, is there. You know he wants him there. As soon as Aaron Rodgers is out of there, guess where Hackett is going? Probably to college or high school.
And you turn your premier players into like suckers, like Breece Hall.
I was just about to say that. I'm glad,
bro.
They got two,
bro.
They have two,
right? Him, Garrett Wilson,
what? Braylon Allen?
No, Allen.
Yeah, him. Oh yeah. Like it's insane to me. Like you knew it was a problem when they were like,
they
"Hey,
want to
man,
50 times a game."
Well, they had two, and they was like, "Well, we want to bring Alan Lazard from Green Bay to." You should have knew right then, and that was probably low key. Robert Saleh was like, "Oh, this is some bullshit." He probably knew last season, like, "Here we go with the shit." He knew right then. Once you start seeing it, I want to bring my guys with me. Your guys, what? Your last season in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers was ass. Then he got injured, but he was already falling off. And two, to be honest, you ain't won nothing since that one Super Bowl early in your career. How many times did we watch the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, and he was lauded all season? I've said this in previous seasons of Football Talk, and they had 13-3 seasons, back-to-back MVPs, and he played like dog shit in a critical playoff game. And then come back like it was everybody else's fault or RELAX.
Tell him on him.
Yo,
and they got his ass up on out of there.
Today is phenomenal, bro.
Shawn got his ass up on out of there. He said, "Yeah, I better let him go, or else I'm out of here."
I'm just
Football Talk Live. What's your boy Shawn, Earl, Dave, man? Let's talk about the game of the week, and potentially could be probably one of the best games of the year, just because
I know where you going. Talk.
This week.
Yeah, you got that right. You got that right. I'm gonna back up off you. Go ahead, cook, bro.
This week we have something that I have looked forward to for the longest time.
Come on now.
Going back to when Vic played in the league and you still had Donovan McNabb and those guys there, and they were still shitting on black quarterbacks. But now you have two quarterbacks that just happen to be black.
And who they play for?
Dynamic quarterback in two of the blackest cities in the
United States. What state they coming from?
You got from Maryland, you got Baltimore, and I know the team still playing in Maryland, but they represent DC and the DMV.
They Maryland. They Maryland.
Yeah, and Maryland. Look, this is absolutely great. Even though I'm not a fan of neither one of
them. What's it called? The Battle of 95?
Battle of the Beltway is what they call it.
Beltway.
It'd be better if now they typically only play like every 4 years, roughly, if you're lucky. But now with how things going, you may see this a little more often. But even though I'm not a fan of neither one of these folks, even seeing Mayor Scott and Mayor Bowser, they got their own little bet they got going on for whatever team wins, and the other one's gonna. I think if DC or Washington
Mayor Bowser better not be using that government money. I'm just saying.
Man,
little joke out there.
They were like, if Washington wins, the Mayor Scott, they're gonna I guess make the day Baltimore go day, and then it's gonna be vice versa. If Baltimore wins, Washington they have to do something to promote like the National Zoo or something like that to help some foundation. It's a really cool thing they got going on. But you have the two top scoring offenses.
The city agrees to this? The people agree to this?
I guess so. Two top scoring offenses in the league, and the Baltimore Ravens.
What's in that cup?
In the this is today. I poured a Bloody Mary with bacon in it.
Oh, he tried to bring it to Vegas. Look at
it. Absolutely.
With bacon?
Yes. Dave knows.
Yeah, man. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
I got it.
Hickory smoke, thick bacon.
Whoa. My goodness. Nah, you by yourself on this one. I'm about to excuse myself.
You have the top scoring offenses in the league, the 1 and 2 rushing offenses in the league. Two of the best quarterbacks, legit, man, in the league right now, in Lamar Jackson and rookie Jaden Daniels. And I can say I can't lie. I did not expect none of this at all. I didn't. You guys know I didn't even want them to pick Jaden first, and not because of the talent, because I thought I was so high up on Marvin Harrison, and then Michael Penix. But what's you guys' take on this team, on this game itself? I know you'll be tuned in. What is your takeaway? We're gonna do our picks in a few moments, but how do you feel about the game itself? Big game, bro.
So I'll speak on both sides. So on the Ravens side of things, they're kicking in to where I thought they should have been in the beginning of the season anyway.
Yeah.
You don't go get Derrick Henry and how they treated it the first couple weeks as if he's not there.
Right.
Even in this last game, realize they weren't really handing the ball off to him, and then boom, in overtime, you hand the ball off, and what he do?
At the 1 yard. Yeah.
He win the game. So I pointed out because with the Ravens, they go back to what I said before with the other teams.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do during the regular season. Show it to me in the playoffs, because there's only one thing you need to do.
Right.
Theirs is actually before the championship.
Yeah.
They need to beat the Chiefs, specifically the Chiefs, in the playoffs. That's what they need to do.
Right.
Now, let me move over on the Commander side of things. It's impressive, bro. And I remember when you were sitting back talking about Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
But if you remember, and I believe both Earl and I both agreed on this, we were like, hey, if you don't want him, we'll take him easily.
I got you. For sure, and that's a for sure right on.
That's a for sure right on.
For sure right on.
He was going to be nasty. So much so, the Giants, what they showed in their offseason stuff, they either wanted him or Drake May, and I'm glad they didn't go Drake May. But yeah, I would have took him. Now I'm definitely happy with Neighbors, don't get me wrong. But I definitely would have took him out of any of the quarterbacks that were there.
Yeah.
But with you guys getting him, he's two things. He's a game changer, but he also changed that culture instantly. And that's what you needed more than anything. He changed the mindset to me in that locker room, because when When you come out of that locker room and you get on the field, it's a difference when you actually have a feeling as if we're in every single game.
Oh, absolutely.
And I believe with him on the field, he spreads that feeling to all the players. Because for me, from what I see, he's nothing but positivity.
Oh, yeah.
And when he gets out there, it just seems like they carry a different edge to them, just to me. Yeah. And he's getting the most impressive thing to me from him is he's getting better each and every week. That's what people got to realize. This is not the Jaden Daniels I saw when we went and saw the game. He was good during that game. Don't get me wrong, but let me tell you something.
He tried to shit on him, but it's all right though.
Nah, he wasn't. He was good during that game. But I yelled. If we would have faced what he's done these last couple weeks,
y'all might get blown out. Yeah. I ain't gonna be lying. Yeah, it would have been. I was hot. I'll say this: he has.
Beat y'all next time though.
He helps. Okay, he helps. He helped change the culture there. But I will give that credit more so to. And this is why I didn't want, because I'm still suffering from PTSD, man. From
we the only team y'all ain't scored a touchdown on. Fuck y'all.
From the past. You just say no.
Fuck y'all.
But Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, bro. For them to now, I think for one, Adam Peters, GM of the year. I think I told Dave this. They flipped their entire roster. Like when I say they had at one point, it was down to 19 people on that team.
Yeah, I made like most moves doing.
And now, I mean, but he cut so many people. You talking about draft picks? I mean, everybody was talking about why'd y'all get rid of Jahan Dotson and Sweat and these guys there. Adam Peters is what he is, and the San Francisco 49ers are what they are, thanks to him and of course to John Lynch out there, but really to him, man. And Dan Quinn, which nobody wanted him. I was cool with it. It's whatever. But if everybody remember Ben Johnson, the OC for the Detroit Lions, everybody thought he was going to be the next head coach for the Commanders. And Washington, I think Dave might have said something about it. Washington was in the air on the way to Detroit to see Ben Johnson and got an alert text or something that says, hey, Ben Johnson, he pulled out of the coaching race. What? So that happened. So Dan Quinn, who had already had interviewed very, very well, and everybody saw it, oh man, because they, of course, prisoners of the moment, they saw what happened in Dallas. But people forget that Dan Quinn, I know they lost that Super Bowl. Dan Quinn also took the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl, bro.
And they should have won.
He flipped around a defense in Dallas that was horrible and turned Micah Parsons into a freaking superstar. Now you see what Micah is now. He's hurt, but that defense doesn't look the same now. And now they came in, man. I'm watching the videos and the conferences and everything. These guys, they've changed the entire space that used to be the Washington horrible football Redskins Commanders team. And shout out to the owner as well, man. It's just a really good feeling. That offensive line is so much better than everybody thought it would be. That's why I was worried about Jaden. I'm like, man, he gonna get killed, and they did it right. And one thing, and Earl, you can have from here. One thing that I wish more coordinators should do. Cliff Kingsbury, who was the head coach in Arizona, and he had just fallen out with Kyle at the time. You heard all about that bullshit about him not studying and stuff like that. Cliff Kingsbury came in and they was doing an interview with him, and he was like, most coaches come in and say, hey, I'm going to teach you guys my scheme, offense or defense. So let's keep it to the offense side, especially for quarterbacks. See what you do well. What he did was he went to Jaden and was like, hey, what are the plays that you love best? Jaden was like, I like to run this. All right, cool. So what they did is they started with that. And then they built all his stuff around that. And this is how you get this young man. Week 1 in Tampa Bay, he was like, oh, okay. When we played against you guys at home, okay, we're scoring. Next week, every week they added some more. And then they got to that Monday night game when everybody thought they was going to get toasted. And it was game time. And it's been like that since. So that's where I'm at on that. What you got, Earl?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm happy for both of these brothers. Respectfully, who needs to win more is the Ravens. And I think they will get it. But I really feel like this game is going to either put more respect on, like some real respect on Jaden Daniels' name, or it's going to put him in a position where they're like, yeah, he ain't as good as we thought he was. Like he had some good spurts, but so I think this game for him is important because if he comes out here and he does what he's been doing the past couple of weeks, you got to have a different conversation with him. He might be the next one coming. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, people got to sit back and respect that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. I do agree. I think this is probably going to be the game of the week.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I love it. I wanted to be a game. I don't want it to be a
let's go beat more though.
A no type of blowout, anything like that. I wanted one to be in those games because we didn't talk about NBC was trying to get this game flexed. Dave was talking about it earlier.
They should have put this at 8:00.
Yeah, CBS.
I would have loved to. I don't know why.
But CBS they have the right of refusal. I think they get twice.
Yeah, because you lose money.
Yeah, so at CBS were like, nah, we want this. So they gave it Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. So I got to listen to his annoying ass for 3 hours. I mean, it's a nationally televised game at 1:00, so people are gonna be checking in. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. I think this game ultimately is going to come down to who has the least amount of third and outs, of course, who has the least amount of turnovers, and who scores more than kicks field goals. Because the defense in Washington still not very good.
I was about to say, go ahead.
Yeah, but the defense in Baltimore is not all around that good this year. Run defense, yes. Pass defense, no. What you got, Dave? What you about to say?
No, I was going to go to what you just said. I think the difference is not going to be on the offensive side of either side. I think the difference is going to be whose defense shows up more. Yeah. Because specifically on Washington side, that's secondary. Yeah. I mean, you can't flip everything from one year to the next. Right. So there was one thing that had to suffer. But on the Ravens side of things, that identity thing, they're not that Ravens team,
man.
They're not that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the difference in the game to me. I think it's going to be who shows up at least a little bit more on defense.
I'll just say right now, I'll save it for y'all put some on it segment. Actually, what we're about to do right now. Y'all ready? Before we get into the picks.
Go ahead.
What you talking, man? You know how you not? Oh God, you know the segments no more. Get on my nerves. All right, so bet. So I'm gonna let you guys take it away from here. So put some. I don't know what these numbers look like, but I should have looked up real quick. You guys, if you're in your phones right now,
put something on it.
Luke McCaffrey. Mark my words. Luke McCaffrey today for the Commanders. If he's what? He's I would say if he got a bet, if he got a take in there for at least 40 plus, that's a good one for today. I guarantee it. Put some on.
All right. Where you at there, Earl?
AJ Brown 50.
AJ Brown 50?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I'm picking one thing, hands down, and just go check the stats. David Montgomery's gonna score today. It's just what he does. Yeah. So if you do any touchdown tickets and you don't include David Montgomery on it,
shame on you.
There's a problem. He's as automatic as CMC when he's in the game.
Absolutely.
Like if you go week to week and you didn't put Christian McCaffrey when he's playing on a touchdown ticket, I don't know what you're doing. I don't even have to see who they're playing.
All right, Dave, not too much because you're gonna fuck around and jinx him. You gonna be the one just like they do. Like, yo, he's never had a sack.
Hey man,
he's never been sacked the whole.
I'll take it.
What happened?
David Montgomery is who I'm going with, hands down, on a touchdown ticket. Another person that you need to look out for, that shines to me, and I gotta check his stats right now today. I would have to pull it up. But you know that boy Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jags.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
he's a beast, man.
He got 20 something right now.
Okay. Like 20 what he got? 20 something? Yeah. He's a beast, man. He's something. Yeah. Something to look at as far as for your yardage. I'm trying to think of other touchdown ones. I want to keep it in touchdowns. Who else would you put on the touchdown ticket for today, Earl?
Let me see. Let me go down here and see who we got. I would
Keep the
put
touchdown tickets.
Derrick Henry. I would put Mike Evans.
I was gonna flip that, but go ahead.
I would put Drake London. They playing Carolina today.
Nah. If anybody on Atlanta, I'm putting Mooney.
Bijan. Oh,
nah, how
Mooney.
I'm putting Mooney.
They don't be using Bijan right, which is a
they definitely don't.
Mooney be scoring.
Yeah.
You
put neighbors on that.
Taylor's out, right? Huh? Taylor's out this week.
Yeah, Taylor's
running
out.
back. Yeah.
But Anthony Richardson is, and one of them quarterbacks from the Beltway, one of them gonna score. And I'll probably put that on Jaden.
Absolutely.
One of them gonna score. And,
fellas, put in the chat who you would pick this week from any team as a touchdown scorer.
Malik, put your ticket in.
Malik,
give us your whole ticket.
Yeah, because you be gatekeeping. Let's talk about that, bro. I don't know what it is, but you been gatekeeping, dog.
The Giants got Cincinnati tonight. The Cincinnati defense is ass. They are worse than Washington.
I'm having a good Sunday right now.
I'm saying, but like I said, this is the ones that Malik
Malik is not playing.
I'm going to say
out? He's still out?
No, he's out. He's out for concussion.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
we got McClure. Yeah. All right, here. You ready for me? Since you just said that?
Yeah.
Tyrone Tracy. Put him on the touchdown ticket. Put him on the touchdown ticket.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but if we had one game, though, I need to. This is
put him on the touchdown ticket.
This is Giants we talking about. I need to see more.
Giants get to the goal line all the time. They just don't score. Put them on the touchdown ticket.
They're gonna score on that Cincinnati defense. I'm gonna tell you that right now because that shit is horrible out there.
I would hope so.
Yeah, Dick Buckets. Fucking Kaleo. Oh my god.
Let's get into some picks, man. Y'all ready, man? Y'all ready?
Yeah, man.
Before we do all that, we got to see how we did last week. Not too bad. We broke even in some places though. So let's see if I can pull up the graphic because that's what we're doing. And this Bloody Mary is hitting right now with his bacon. Gosh almighty. Let's get it going.
Hold on. Earl, you on mute. I see you don't put up the overalls for them, so let me make sure that they know.
Gotcha.
So Jay, you're still in first for the listeners' standings. So you're 44-37. Gary is 41-40. Malik is 37-44. But that week last week, Jay, woo!
I'm 11.
Yikes!
I don't want to brush over this fact.
I'm
king on both for the listeners and on the pod. I'm 50.
That's what we done?
50 ball, yep.
Okay, because you didn't say much last week, but okay. All right, I got you.
And you didn't even go with your own Giants last week. I should have got double on the Giants pick.
I sure did. Any real Giants fan would have did the same. In Seattle? Absolutely. Absolutely. No Malik Neighbors? Absolutely.
Yeah, you saw what Seattle did on that goddamn Thursday night game, which let me know defense matters. So right now
overall,
the game is
you are second, yes.
Yeah. Currently over in where are they this week? London, Germany.
Halftime. Yeah.
He said halftime.
I don't know where they're.
They're in London.
Yeah, they're in London. They somewhere out there. It's 14-3 right now, halftime. We all did our picks for this already, correct? I think we did. I don't know who picked these guys. Yeah. Who did I pick?
We all picked the Bears, and for the listeners, they all picked the Jags.
Oh man.
So.
Yep.
Sorry for you.
It's horrible. All right. Game of the week. Game of the year. Commanders at Ravens.
Commanders.
Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Commanders.
Dave, what you doing?
Commanders.
I'm picking the Ravens.
And for all the Commanders fans right now, don't do the, hey man, if we just play a good game, we good, win or lose. No, bitch, you're supposed to go into this game expecting to win. I'm going in expecting them to win. Don't do the half in, half out type thing. Either you're in or you're out.
You done?
3 more for Gary.
I'm going with the Ravens.
I'll tell you right now, they win this game, I am going to be unbearable. Just turn off your social media feeds. I'm going to act a donkey all week. I'm going to tell you that now.
Act a donkey.
Cardinals at Packers.
All right.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with the Packers. Like, I need them to get. I know Jordan Love looked a little rusty, but he's starting to annoy me. He's starting to show me some of them old Jordan Love characteristics, which I don't like.
I'm going to Packers.
I'm going.
Wait. Malik, who you pick?
You said Chase.
Chase what? Bank?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He's doing this ticket right now. That's why.
All right, well.
Hey Jay, stop
that pick there.
I'm putting all that old juju on us now. They're the Commanders now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take that aura out.
He said that's too much writing.
Hey, yo, you know the guy that is the picture of the Redskins. He's fighting to get them that name back.
Yeah, they some corny ass niggas.
What's wrong with him, yo?
Yeah. First of all, I think his grandfather is like his grandfather. His middle name is like something Blackie. Something foot, something
that's too much. I'm gonna leave that alone. Go ahead, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Hey, man,
I got time for that. Who'd you pick, Shawn?
I got Cardinals in this.
All right, Earl, you got Packers, right?
Yes, sir.
I got Packers also.
Oh, so he chases the player he's guaranteeing for a touchdown. That's what he said.
Yeah,
got you. And he picked the Commanders.
All right.
Texans at Patriots. Drake May starts this week.
That means I actually want the Patriots to win because we got 2 wins and I need them to start winning a little bit.
That's right.
Y'all gonna win another one too. Trust me.
Yeah, we are. Reality is probably the Texans. Well, not probably the Texans are gonna win.
Yeah.
Even though they're down the Collins, they're gonna win.
Yeah, I got the Pats this week.
And Joe Mixon is back. So
I got the Pats.
You got the Pats?
I got the Pats this week.
That's why your record is what it is.
I guess it is. But you know what, though? I've had one of them picks each week now.
This ain't it, dog.
Tell them what time it is. Tell them what time it is, Gary. I got the Pats this week. I could be wrong, but I got Pats.
This ain't it, dog.
Defense is still really good. Nico Collins, I think, is out.
Who said that?
You know what I'm saying? So that is going to be I think it's a problem. And I think Drake May, with him starting, they ain't got no film on him. So we're going to see.
He ain't it.
We're going to see.
He ain't it. I told you, Joe Mixon is.
I got the Texans in case you didn't hear my silent pick.
Yeah.
I don't think people.
Here's that Saints.
So Carr isn't playing today.
I got
Rattler. Nah, Rattler.
Oh yeah, Spencer Rattler. Yeah. I got Buccaneers because they're gonna wear his ass out.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, what they do with his ass?
They're gonna blitz. They're gonna blitz the shit out of him. They're gonna blitz the shit out of him.
The Bucks.
Yeah, I got the Bucks in this. That Tampa defense blitz against our rookies because they were fucking jading up that first game. Browns at Eagles. Jameis is playing this week or no? Well, they're not gonna start him. They not gonna make a change. I think I saw something like
Washington is a starter.
This is some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. You talking about going down with the ship?
I'm going with the Eagles. Everybody's back this week. I'm going with the Eagles. Everybody's back.
Yeah. I don't even want to pick these Eagles, man. But I go with the Eagles, bro. But don't be surprised if you get like a one-off from the Cardinals because they end up making Jalen Hurts turn the ball over. Next thing you know, it's like a 17-16 game. Cleveland. It's kind of crazy. But that's what they do. That's what they do. What we got up next? Colts at Titans. Another struggle game. God, it's some bad games.
That's. I don't even know who their receivers are for the Colts because nobody was coming up.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody hurt.
Yeah, and I'll be wanting to ride with the Titans, but goddamn, Will Levis is special and not in a good way.
Yeah.
The defense.
What were the last 2 games?
Remember, Will Levis went out that last game, and they
Gary, I picked the Eagles. I'm trying to think of what was the game before that. Texans. I picked the Texans game.
It was Eagles and it was Buccaneers Saints.
Oh, I picked the Bucks.
Yeah. They playing in Tennessee. I got the Colts this week, man. It's like a meh. Right. Yes. I told you like me.
Oh man. You said you got the Colts, right?
You got the Colts, man.
Yeah, I got the Colts.
Colts out there.
Who'd you have, Earl?
Shit.
That's how it be, son.
I guess the Colts, man.
That's tough when you gotta let out a sigh before you pick.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out there. The whole Colts team is like all questionable. Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, everybody's questionable to play. So ain't no telling. It's just it's just bad. Chargers at Broncos. I think this is going to be an entertaining game. I'm gonna ride with my guy. Jim. Let's go, Jim. Get this thing going.
Yeah, I'm with the Chargers. Earl.
Not bad. I said I went to Chargers.
Gary got Denver. Lee got Chargers. Jay with the Chargers. I'm in with the Broncos. I like it. Steelers at Raiders. This is gonna be another one.
I got the Steelers.
Yeah. Yeah, after that letdown last week.
The Raiders, the Raiders. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Yeah,
O'Donnell.
Yeah, it's gonna
starting it there.
Oh God. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a physical game, I guess. Though the defenses, but you know.
Shawn, you went with the Steelers, right?
Yep, I went with the Steelers.
All right. Malik, God.
Jesus. Falcons at Panthers. I got Falcons.
Yeah, I got the Panthers. No, I'm joking. I got the Falcons.
Oh shit! I was like, yeah.
No, I got the Falcons.
I got the Falcons.
Yeah.
Shit, the greatest of all time might throw for 600 today.
Ain't he though? Ain't he? Ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. Or you could throw an interception and fuck around and the Panthers win.
Mm-hmm.
That is the ride that is called Kirk Cousins. Not my cousin, but Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, man. You like that?
No, I don't. No.
Kirk Cousins be saying nigga in the he like be saying nigga. Like not in a racial way, but he be like, "What up, my nigga?" And they be cool with it.
Oh my god.
They be cool.
In Atlanta now too. Shit.
Hell yeah.
Lions at Cowboys. Let's go, Detroit. I feel like I ain't seen Detroit play in a few weeks now, but I know they had a bye week still. Let's go, Detroit. Beat the brakes off.
I got Detroit.
All that.
Yeah, I need Detroit to win because I can't stand the Cowboys, so I'm going with Detroit.
Last week,
Detroit.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, they look so much. No, they got.
Hey, Gary, who are you picking?
The Lions.
Rawr. I tell you, rawr.
Oh no,
That's the two.
No.
That's way
rawr. There you go.
Wait, and you still doing it.
That's a young Simba jump.
Bengals at Giants. I'm going with the Giants, man.
I got the Giants.
I'm going with the Giants.
Earl?
Thank you.
You want to go so bad? Come on, true Giants fan. Go with the Bengals.
Everybody got the Lions on that last one. Let's see.
I want to pick this other team, but I can't go against them 2 times in a row. But I feel like the other team gonna win.
I mean, you can.
Nah, it's just in my heart of hearts. I can't. So I'll go with the Giants.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I
that
like
didn't sound.
I
That
feel
ain't
like
locker room talk.
They're gonna break your heart.
Dang.
They're gonna break your heart in prime time at home.
Well, you know what? I don't need you to be picking on the way you sound, goddamn.
Right.
Shit.
Right.
God,
They win this
damn.
game. They 3-3, right? In the middle of the division. So that's gonna be interesting.
When we picked
Oh,
against them, you
God.
saw what happened. We need to keep picking against them. You saw what happened when we picked against them. They won.
You guys wondering
Well,
who
you
this
know, I'm
Leon 84
going for the.
guy is? This is my brother.
I'm going for the pick.
Nah, I hear you. So yeah, you're right. Let's go, Giants.
That's
Yeah,
my brother
yeah,
right.
today.
That's my brother
Don't
right
be
there.
messing up my pick.
Oh my God. What up, Sid? What up, man?
What I said?
Bills at Jets. Oh God, trash game.
Yeah,
Bills ain't got no weapons, bro.
I got the
Yes,
Bills.
they do.
Who?
Shakir, Coleman, Kincaid. Sound like weapons to me, bro.
Okay. You watch the same thing.
They got Josh Allen.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the Jets got?
They at least got Garrett Wilson in them. I'm just saying.
Bro, he ain't even a lead receiver, bro.
Actually, you know what? I
That's
take that back.
Allen
They
Lazard.
got a defense.
They got Allen
Defense
Lazard. I
might
don't
give
even
him
know.
problems. They might give him problems. And then whenever you make a coach switch, you always get that new head coach bump. So that may be something to put them over top. So this may be the game that the Jets win. And everybody be like, look, see, they back on track. And then they're gonna turn around and lose 4 in a row. And on that point, I'm gonna take the Bills because I don't believe in that shit. I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
Girl, you took the Bills also?
The Bills.
All right.
Come on, Buffalo. Put them out their misery. I don't want to see this shit. Do it for Robert Saleh and his $12 million sitting at the crib. Oh, strong musclehead ass. I tell you, boy.
Robert Saleh, he like, y'all, he's standing outside of the Jets facility. Like, y'all.
You don't
gotta
have
keep him
Malik's pick there? Gary?
Like, yeah. I'm mad they escorted my man out with security. Yeah, we all took the Giants, Gary. They ain't even let my man talk to the players. It's crazy. I think he might have rock bottom.
So you
Aaron
got their
Rodgers.
number, motherfucker. You can text him.
They say, Emotep, your ass cannot come into the building. It's like, damn,
Wow, man.
crazy.
That shit fucked up.
Week 7, Thursday night game. Broncos and Saints. That's gonna be a struggle ass game. Jesus Christ. Hey. Saints at home. Who their quarterback? Oh, you said Spencer Rattler. You got 2 rookie
I
players.
don't know who was gonna be then.
Yeah, all right.
I
I'm
got
going Broncos.
I got Saints in that one. I got
No, the Saints is at home. I got the Saints.
Oh, damn it.
Saints. Stop stealing, Earl. Dang. Goddamn Eddie Guerrero.
You Negroes are like 7 to 8 people behind me. So like y'all ain't catching me. Don't worry about it. Y'all try to fight
every
for second place.
single one of my same
favor.
Y'all fight for second place, okay?
Calling the favor and Tanya Harding your ass.
Girl, who did you have on the Colts Titans? I didn't write yours in.
Who?
Colts Titans. Who did you have?
I had the Colts.
All right. Got it.
Gotta love it.
Let's see.
So, what up, brother? So you on there?
That's our picks there.
No.
Oh,
no.
What I missed?
We got another pick.
What is
We
another
got the Pats
game?
Jags.
What
Yeah.
next? Oh shoot, I didn't even see that one. Past Jags. What are they playing at? Germany? Mexico? Zimbabwe?
No, ask Gary.
Gary, what they playing at for that following week?
Like I said, they playing in Zimbabwe. I'm
Didn't
done.
really matter. Yeah, I'll pick the Jags
I
on
got
that.
the Jags.
I'll pick the Jags on that early game next week too, which is wild. That's
Who you said? Who is it? Jags versus who?
Jags and Pats.
Patriots.
Oh, Jags.
And they overseas, so that's what they're gonna be after a while. They're gonna call the Tien Crumpet
Because
Jaguars.
of their damn owner, yo.
Yeah, they're weird.
I'll be tight.
Of course, man. This is the Hot Seat Podcast, present Football Talk Live. Our newest podcast episode 156. Jokes on You, streaming now on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you get your favorite shows. It was an excellent episode, by the way. We talked about a lot of good stuff, from Diddy to the failing Joker film to what's going on with the climate change. bunch of other shit's happening as well. And this week coming up, we may have to get a update on this whole chicken mac situation because I don't like it.
Get that shit the fuck out of here, yo. That shit the fuck out of here. Every time I see commercial, and thank you for reminding me because I'm about to email your ass, like, because that shit is unacceptable.
They playing Wembley. Okay,
put a big ass chicken nugget on the fucking sandwich, man. I don't get that shit the fuck out of here.
He is upset right now. I swear. As always, make sure you follow us on Instagram.
Like, you know how this shit made me feel. My bad. You know how this shit made me feel. It was almost. This is up there to Andre 3000, yo, with his album.
Oh wow,
that's where we at. The anticipation. I know this is a fat ass conversation, but I don't care. The anticipation. I was like, yo, they about to change the game with this Big Mac chicken sandwich. Man, when I tell you,
he just compared Andre 3000
that's how disappointed
to a chicken Big Mac.
That's how disappointed I was. Yo, they got lazy as fuck, bro. It was so many different chicken options. You could have did the grilled chicken, or you could have got the chicken, the crispy chicken sandwich that they got, but instead you enlarged the motherfucking chicken nugget, that stale ass chicken nugget, and put it between.
No. Gary, I see you updating those picks. We were all Jags.
Yeah, Jay, all Jags for next week.
Man, fuck McDonald's right now, bro.
We were all Jags, and Jay was Jags.
Think Burger King.
Oh man, have it
the
your
only
way.
one we don't know is Malik.
They wouldn't dare put no chicken nugget on the motherfucking sandwich. Ain't that some shit?
What I say, he is upset right now.
Yeah, that shit had me tight, dog. I'll put it in the chat.
Earl's pick for that one was Baltimore.
Why he worrying about my pick?
Nah, I'm seeing him he's updating our chart. Don't worry about what we do over here.
I ain't got to be clocking me.
Don't worry about what we do.
Hey, look, I'll tell you right now, I said they lose by 2. I'll be disappointed. They win though. Hey, just make sure you charge your phone. Charge your phone because I'm gonna blow that bitch up.
It's Baltimore for that one.
Yeah.
And be more. Yeah, Baltimore gonna win, dog.
Okay. Yeah. Yep, both of us did Baltimore.
They're playing club music all up. Oh no, they home or they away?
They're M&T. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Won't be no go-go played out there.
It will be. They will be. It will be. It may be post game, but there will be some go-go being played.
I'll fill in Jay stuff.
I'm with it.
Jacksonville getting their ass whooped right now. To a nigga that paint his nails.
Oh man.
Time to go.